Alright folks, so out again at this same lake up in Queensland, doing a bit of poaching. Been working up here for probably around about 2 or 3, probably close to 5 minutes. You know, the new little section I hadn't looked at before. Not as many detector holes around here, but got a nice short sharp 82 and a really shallow hole, as you can see there. And just there, you can see I've popped what appears to be the threepence out of the hole, and it is, and it's a 1943, so right on the wartime money. Excellent. Got a few other bits and pieces already, so a couple of 9mm bullets. I think once you've seen one of those, there's no point in videoing them anymore. So there you go. Yeah, well, let's keep on going. We've got a couple of hours, so see how we go, eh? Okay folks, so my next find is this fairly common in military areas, but this webbing strap end. So the canvas gets riveted onto the end of that, makes it easy to feed it through buckles and stops it from fraying and the like. Pretty good indication this area hasn't been hit real hard if I've got a threepence and now a webbing buckle no more than 2 inches under the deck. So sorry, a webbing buckle, a webbing strap end. So I'm going to keep on gridding this, I think, and see what we come up with. Alright, let's keep going. Alright folks, so we've done it again. If you have a look just here, you've got this tiny little item. Deus picked that up probably about 2 inches down. I know exactly what this is, and if you've watched my videos before, you'll know exactly what it is. This is an Australian Commonwealth Military Forces tiny little button. Look at the shank complete. I'm going to give this a bit of a brush because I don't want to break the shank, and I'll be right back. Alrighty folks, there you go there. Brushed, cleaned up, looking fabulous. This would have to be one of the best ones of these I've found, mainly because it's complete. So these went on warrant officers' caps, they went on officers' caps, and they held the leather strap around the top of it. There's not much else that they used them for, but that's an absolutely beautiful example of a World War II warrant officers and officers' cap button. Alrighty, let's keep on going. Okay folks, so still cracking along with the Deus. I've just uncovered what I believe to be a badge. Look at that, it's got, I can see a crown at the top here. I don't know what it is yet. I can see it's got both its eyes, 1 and 2 in place. So I'm going to give this a clean up and I'll be right back folks. Okay, there it is folks, after a bit of a clean. I don't recognise it directly straight away, but I can make some suppositions. Definitely World War II. Yep, we know that. It's where I'm working. It's an area that's got that. I can see a pick in the centre, a shovel on the right, and a rifle on the left. Switch those around if you're actually talking about the badge. So the shovel would, technically speaking, be on the left as you wore the badge. I believe, and I'm not certain, that this is an Assault Pioneers badge from World War II. Assault Pioneers are kind of like engineers, but not as good. I can say that because I'm an ex-engineer. Having said that, I've had very little to do with Pioneers, but you've got a rifle, a shovel, and a pick. That's the kind of work that Pioneers do. So what I'll do is I'll research that up and either caption it in this or I'll talk about it in the roundup. Alright folks, that's an absolute pearl of find. Well, let's keep going. Alright folks, we're on the uniform bits today. This came up as a bit of a mixed tone on the XP Deus. It's down about 4 inches, and I've got a Australian Military Forces tunic button. There we go there folks, put it up on the leg, makes it a bit easier. As that dries out, it'll come into focus more and more. So not in as good a nick as some of the ones I find in the eastern states, but that's because this particular patch of land I'm working on right now spends, or has prior to 2003 been completely underwater. It's been exposed now, and later on during this wet season it'll go back under. So this particular button spent a lot of time underwater, and hence the way it looks the way it does. The reason it looks the way it does. The ones I generally find in parks in Sydney and places like that are in a lot of times sandy soil, and they're better preserved than this, but hey, I'll take them. They're a marvellous little piece of history. Alright, let's keep going. Alright folks, my next dig is two buckles together. You can see I've got a webbing buckle. You've seen me dig those before. And just next to it, it's a tiny little buckle. Perhaps a chin strap buckle. Not the one that adjusts the chin strap, but the one that goes on the loop of the slouch hat strap, through which the adjuster buckle feeds the leather to adjust it in and out. Quite specific, I know, but hey, you know me, I have to be specific about things. But there are two excellent finds, especially that little buckle. Alright, let's keep going. Alright folks, got myself another awesome find. Check it out, it was just laying underneath these couple of rocks, and it appears to be another dog tag. I'm going to take a bit of time to give this a clean and see what I can find. One moment. Alright, there she is there folks, I've given it a bit of a clean. I reckon he's been mucking around a bit here. Down the bottom here you've got the name L Mead, M for Methodist, and then you've got a Q, which is the beginning of a Queensland number, and then you've got XIII Roman numerals. I reckon if I punch Mr. Mead into a certain database I've got access to, and match up his Roman numerals with his Reggie number, I'll have him. And on the back it's got A and 2. So I reckon it is a soldier's dog tag, but I reckon he's done his regimental number in Roman numerals, which is quite funny. But I'll punch that in and see what I come up with. Alright, let's keep going, eh? Alright folks, it's got a nice mid-80s tone with the XP Deus. Dug down about 4 or 5 inches in this sand here, and you can just see I've uncovered what appears to be my second coin for the afternoon, and it's a threepence, and I'll get the sun on it. There you go there folks, 1942 sheaf of wheat threepence. Beautiful. Alright, it's been a good day so far. Dog tags, badges, coins, bunch of bullets, but hey, let's keep going. Okay folks, here's my next target. I've just come up on the pick. Looks to be a buckle of some description. That's a bit of root, don't worry about that. I don't know, I think the one piece of this that I have seen quite similar was attached to a Sam Browne, which is a ceremonial leather belt kit worn by officers and warrant officer class 1s. I did find a large leather stud on the same line, leather joining stud on the same line that I didn't videotape, which I initially thought might have come from a Sam Browne as well. So yeah, might have. I'll do a bit of research see if I can find it, but I'm pretty sure it's the one of the buckles of a Sam Browne. Alright, let's keep going. Alright folks, if you can just see in the sidewall there, it looks like I've unearthed my next coin for the day. Just sitting there. There it is, just popped it out. And it's another threepence. And it's another 1942. Look at that. These silvers come out of here beautiful, because they were dropped pretty much within a year to two of having been acquired. The soldier encampment here went till 1945, 44, 45. So, you know, to find a 1942 would have only been in circulation for a couple of years if it was dropped in 44. Even less if it was dropped in 42. Sweet. Let's keep going. Alrighty folks, so here's my next find. It was An interesting signal, sort of bounced around a little bit, but you can see I've just pulled myself a beautiful old spoon. This one's quite decorative. I'm just looking to see if I can find a mark of any description, and I can't. Oh, there it is, be up here. It'll be a an Albright or something like that. Yeah, it looks like Albright to me, but my eyes are shot. Alrighty, bo. So she's a plated spoon, but beautiful little piece. Alright, let's keep going. Alright folks, so I'm out in the bush here at the moment. You can see it's quite thick, quite dense. Just in the grass just here, I dug up a general workwear button, and a little bit to the right I've just dug up a buckle end, sorry, a strapping end. You've seen those before, so I haven't filmed it, but I've just unearthed a sweet find. I'm just going around the front of the detector, and you can see I pull the grass away, just tucked in there. It's come out in the spoil. How beautiful is that? Now I'm going to confess straight up, I have no idea what unit this is. Okay folks, so there it is there. I've given it a good clean, bit of spit and a toothbrush, and as best as I can make out, that says the Duke of Edinburgh Rifles. Now I have absolutely no idea who the Duke of Edinburgh Rifles are. I don't necessarily think they are an Australian unit. I believe they're British. If they are, that's the second British badge I've found out here. The first one was the Pioneer badge, which is a British badge as well. So sweet as. It's got no lugs or anything on the back, but looking at that beautiful gentle curve to the badge, I think it's been deliberately bent to go onto a beret. Absolute perler. Alright, I'm happy. Let's crack on a little bit longer, eh? Right folks, so over here in the grass is where I found that Duke of Edinburgh Rifles hat badge. Come along a little ways and just dug a button. You can see that there. That's fresh out of the ground, exactly as I saw it. I haven't moved it since it's popped, but that is a Australian Commonwealth Military Forces button. No shank on the back. Give her a bit of a rub, and there you go there folks. You can see Australia, and underneath it the writing, crown at the top. Bit of a soak in olive oil and a bit of a scrub, and this will come up superb. Alright, not a bad option moving into the scrub. I've moved away from the dam a little bit, and I thought I'd give this a bit of a touch up. There's the occasional hole around where other people have had a go. Either they haven't been very good at it, or the detectors are not very good. But hey, they've left some for me, and that's all that matters. Alright, let's keep going. Alrighty folks, so over there in that grass is where I was a second ago. I've moved across. I've just uncovered my first coin of this particular trip. Looking down in there, looks to be about halfpenny in size. There's King George VI. So I'm going to say it's a halfpenny. Bit of a rub, there you go there folks, 1942. So right in the wartime period that we know that this area, this campsite was part of. Alrighty, sweet. Let's keep going. Alright, so in the great tradition of chasing UXO, we're chasing cutlery today. Well, I thought it was, but that is just the end of the spoon. I actually thought that continued on there, and I was going to do a live dig and pop it out. Yeah, that went well. Alright, let's keep going. Alright folks, still going along in this this grass, and I've just found one of the more special finds that you get out here. Look at that. It's beautiful Australian Rising Sun hat badge. It's got both lugs, they're both bent, badge is slightly skew-if, but you know what? I don't care. That is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. I'll give it a quick toothbrush and I'll be right back to you guys. Alright, check that out, folks. How beautiful is that? Being out here in the bush, it doesn't get affected by fertiliser or anything like that, like they do in parks back in Sydney. So they come out looking as good as they, I suppose you could hope for up here, being tropical. I have found some in Sydney that have come out with a beautiful green patina, and I found others that have been completely crusted. But I tell you what, that is in beautiful condition. A little bit of a straighten, and I reckon you could chuck it back on a slouch hat. Alright, sweet as. Let's keep going, folks, and I've just dropped it, but hey, you knew I'd do that sooner or later. Let's keep going. Alright, folks, it appears I've found my second coin for the day. This is a rocky outcrop, as you can see, and this was just under the surface in this little cavity just here, and I've just popped it there. It looks to be about half-penny in size. Yep, but it's an older one. Okay, because that's King George V. I'll give her a little bit of a rub, and it's 1916. There you go there, folks. 1916, Commonwealth of Australia, halfpenny. Sweet. Alright, folks, so I've got a spot here with a bit of broken glass up here and a few other bits and pieces, but I've got a nice signal down the bottom here, and I've just uncovered the end of a webbing belt. So this is the end that the belt terminates in. You fold it back through the keepers, and then you use this end here with the two bent bars to flick it over the belt and adjust it to the length that you want. Awesome find. Not as good as the badges, but you know what? I'm not complaining. I'll take it. Alright, let's kick on for a little bit longer, eh? Alright, so just back here was where I found that belt end, and just here I've uncovered a keeper. So what the keeper was when you bent it back through the buckle, you slid the keeper down to stop the strap end from moving backwards and forwards after you'd hooked it on with the two bent pieces that you saw before. So this is the keeper that slides up against the buckle. Well, if I have a bit more of a sniff around, I'll see if I can find the whole bloody belt. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, folks, so I've got what appears to be a fighting pit or something similar just here with this depression. And I know it's not a tree that's fallen over or something like that, because if you look over here, you can actually see the drainage line that runs down next to that tree that's been cut across the top of the hill here. So it would have been a fighting pit or a pit to go to. But over here, where my detector is, I've just uncovered the second half of something I uncovered the other day. If you look down in there, there's the slouch hat buckle. So that is the chin strap buckle, the one that goes opposite your mouth, and it's how you adjust the slouch hat strap. And if you look side on, you'll see it's got a slight bow, because it's meant to go that way, up against your face. Alright, sweet. Alright, heading back towards the car now, so of course detecting our way back there. We'll see how we go. Alright, folks, just wrapping up this hunt. Got quite a few cool things in the coinage. Up the top here, 2 halfpennies and 3 threepences. Down here in the badges with that awesome rising sun. This particular badge here is a Corps of Pioneers. It's a British badge. That corps no longer exists. It got amalgamated into the Logistics Corps. This particular jobby here, which is the Duke of Edinburgh's Rifles, is actually South African. Pretty cool. I don't know what it's doing here, but hey, it's here. Dog tag. They weren't Roman numerals. He's used a 1 and a 0 to make 9s and 6s. Mr. Mead from Brisbane. A collection of service buttons, buckles, that old spoon. Coming back more. We've got these are from a tent. Hold the flaps closed. We've got more belt brass and buckles, a couple of buttons, both parts of the slouch hat chin strap, this little piece of aluminium that's been cut into a ring, and that's pretty much it, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one, eh?